What's going on? Mitchell Renz, Tom Downey, NFL Daily coming at you. We're going to be looking at the Green Bay Packers versus the Los Angeles Rams in the NFC Divisional Round. You got the 10-6 Rams taking on the 13-3 Packers. You got the 6 seed going up against the 1 seed. But first, Tom, we're going to sit here and we're going to talk about the Rams and an impressive win when I think a lot of us here at the Chat Sports office, a lot of people in the U.S., a lot of people all over the world doubted the Rams because they didn't know their quarterback situation. But you know what? The old saying, defense wins championships. Defense showed up.
And Cam Akers, who we'll talk about in a little bit, was also fantastic. I do want to give a metric ton of credit to Jared Goff.
That's exact.
He is out there, and the numbers are not great, and there were a couple of chunk plays. But remember, John Wolford gets hit hard by Jamal Adams, leaves the game with a neck/concussion issue, doesn't return. So Jared Goff, who was active as the emergency quarterback, and they showed him on the sidelines at one point trying to put both of his thumbs up in the air, the right thumb is like this. Like, he's not able to actually put it up in the air. Like, he was... In all honesty, he shouldn't have been out there.
I mean, when they asked him, "Are you good to go?" He's probably went
like that. Exactly. Like he was not in a position to truly play. And I've memed Jared Goff a lot because I don't think he's that great.
I'm with you.
The job that he did to provide, frankly, just competent quarterback play with a busted up hand and thumb, I give him a massive amount of credit. I love the job that Brandon Staley has done with the Rams defense. I think this is a fantastic matchup of strengths and weaknesses, which is kind of the common theme across almost all these playoff games. I am excited to see this Packers offense against a damn good Rams defense.
So right now the over-under in this one is 46 points. The Packers, they're 7-point favorites. Anytime I see a team by 7-point favorite and the over-under as low as 46, I think one of those isn't going to happen. Green Bay, to me, is a team that when they get hot, they get rolling, and they've been as hot as any team with Aaron Rodgers. I understand that the Rams just shut down Russell Wilson, but that's a team that they know very well in their division. I don't see the Rams holding the Packers to a under 30 points. Honestly, I still think Green Bay is going to be able to put up a lot of points. I'm going to go like 31 points for Green Bay.
Your implied result here is 27-20. That's about what you're looking at with this over-under and with this spread. 27 would be a little bit of a disappointment for Green Bay. The Rams defense, though, the job, and I want to mention Brandon Staley. We'll talk more about this in a little bit. He's been awesome. I think that they're going to be able to give the Packers some problems. And if you can take away Davante Adams, can the rest of those receivers for Green Bay make enough plays on their own?
Yeah, it does remain to be seen.
It's a question mark for me.
So we're going to make this the pinned comment on today's video. So what does that mean for maybe some of you newer watchers? It means it's going to be the very top comment on this YouTube video. So while you're getting hit with that YouTube ad break, scroll on down. Let us know. You got the Rams or the Packers. Type R for the Rams or P for the Packers. Tom, you were hyping up Cam Akers, so talk about him. Why did he have such a good game?
Well, I love that the game plan here for the LA Rams. And this, as a reminder, was a Seahawks team that was actually very, very effective in stopping the run. They had allowed the 5th fewest rushing yards this season.
Okay.
They were averaging under 100 per game. The Rams come out, and Cam Akers by himself drops 131. That's kind of a big deal. The Green Bay Packers run defense is not as good as the Seattle Seahawks. So, especially with the uncertainty around Jared Goff's health and around John Wolford's health, too, and the way we saw those quarterbacks play.
That's actually one of the other reasons why it was such a dominant performance. Seattle was stacking the box.
They knew what was coming, and they could not stop that Shanahan-McVay style outside zone run. That was absolutely fantastic. Now you get a Packers run defense that, frankly, the numbers look a little bit better than where they rank in DVOA nerd numbers to kind of factor in, volume and also who you play. That's an 18th ranked rush defense in the NFL. That's not a great unit. They've been better as of they were really bad early on.
Oh yeah.
But we've seen teams have success. I'm thinking of Dalvin Cook in particular. Ran all over them. I think that the Rams' game plan, I think Green Bay knows this too, is we got to try to limit our quarterback because he's just not right because of injury.
Yep.
This is going to be a heavy dosage of Cam Akers. With some chunk plays sprinkled in on offense, that is exactly how the Rams beat the Seahawks. I think the game plan in the end is going to be pretty similar. I don't think the Rams have to alter that much in the end.
I mean, a lot of times strength versus strength, that's exactly what you're getting in this matchup. You got the number one scoring offense in the Green Bay Packers led by MVP. Aaron Rodgers, and then the number 1 Rams defense, points per game. You can see total yards per game, pass yards per game. The biggest issue is for this Rams defense, it's the picture that you see on screen. Is Aaron Donald going to be fully healthy?
He'll be out there.
I believe he's out there too. And honestly, a 75% Aaron Donald's probably better than 95% of the guys in the National Football League. But then you also have a guy like Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey has been phenomenal. When he's been matched up one-on-one with receivers, Ramsey's won.
Yeah.
If I'm the Rams, I'm going to go to, use a basketball term here, play a boxing one on Davante Adams and make somebody else beat me. Because I don't know if you take away Davante Adams, if somebody else in that Green Bay offense is going to be able to beat you.
I think that is going to be the plan for LA. It's going to be Ramsey's going to shadow Davante Adams. It's going to be a fantastic matchup to watch.
Probably the two best in the game right now.
Frankly, it might determine the outcome altogether in terms of like pivotal moments and opportunities. You have arguably the best defense in the NFL up against arguably the best offense led by the MVP, Mitch.
I mean, he's the MVP. I mean, 48 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 4,299 yards, and then it was an offseason surrounded by what's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers. They drafted a quarterback in the year before, threw for 26 touchdowns, and then you saw the entire season played with a chip on their shoulder. And when I go back and I think about all these Green Bay Packers teams, they've always had one of those games where it was maybe a clunker or they didn't show up.
The Bucks game earlier this year.
Correct, where they just didn't show up. And then you know what? They figured it out. They tightened the screws, and they continue to get better and better and better. This is a team that I would not want to play.
The Aaron Rodgers we saw this year, the TD interception ratio has always been ungodly good. The Rodgers we saw this season is the best we've seen in about 4 or 5 years.
It's the Rodgers rate.
He has been that good. Everything was better. His yards per attempt, Mitch, went up by over a full yard. That's some wild growth.
With basically just Davante Adams. I mean, seriously, I want you to go find some random person and ask them who the Green Bay Packers wide receiver 2 is and ask them who their tight end is. Guarantee you, they probably don't know who it is. But Green Bay, really, really cold. And I'll tell you what, if you guys need to stay warm with these face masks, they will help you guys do that. But I will say this, brush your teeth. You don't want to be bringing in all that bad stuff. Go to chatsports.com/staysafe. Tom and I want to be able to go to some NFL games, and I know all of y'all out there as well want to be able to pack these stadiums and be cheering on your team. But you have to wear a face mask. You might as well wear your favorite teams. We got some awesome deals going on at chatsports.com/staysafe. That link, it's also on the bottom of the screen. It's also going to be in the live comments. It's also going to be in the description. So if you can't, for whatever reason, remember chatsports.com/staysafe. You can find it in the description and the comments. NFL face masks for all 32 teams. They come in packs from 1 all the way up to packs of 4. Let's look at the NFC playoff picture here, Tom. The number 1 seed, Green Bay Packers, and then the 6th seed, the LA Rams. What are you looking at here?
Kind of funny how this worked out in both the NFC and the AFC. One of them was much more expected.
Yeah.
Only one of the home teams won.
Yep.
And there's been a trend, by the way, over the past 2 years, including this one. In years past, the advantage of being the home team, those teams won more than half the time. It was around 60, but it's been steadily declining, and now it's at about 500 across the board, postseason and regular season. Now, that means it's not just a lack of fans COVID thing. It's just a thing in general, but I will make note of this. Going up to Green Bay in the cold?
Good luck.
That's not easy to do.
Good luck.
So I am very excited to see how this team plays, this Rams team plays in a much different environment than what they've become accustomed to. I think there's a reason Green Bay is a 7-point favorite in the end here, Mitch.
So what we want you guys to do is let us know who's the best team in the NFC. Is it the Green Bay Packers? Is it the New Orleans Saints? Maybe it's the LA Rams, or it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You can't count out Tom Brady because Brady was another one. He kind of hit that wall, and I was like, okay, we're about to see 43-year-old Tom Brady. And then he was like, you know what? I'm still feeling pretty young. Who's the best team in the NFC? I'm going to go with the Packers, but also don't sleep on the Saints.